Welcome to the Word for Life podcast, a daily devotional covering the entire Bible from Genesis to Revelation.
Previously in chapter 14, Abraham gave all that he got from the war to the king of Sodom because he believed that the Lord will bless him. Abraham was a man of faith. But now in chapter 15, when God came to meet him, Abraham shared his doubts with God. Genesis 15:2, it reads, "But Abraham said, 'Sovereign Lord, what can you give me since I remain childless? And the one who will inherit my estate is Eliezer of Damascus.'" Believers do not always believe. There are times when they will have serious doubts. But God is gracious. He always helps with our doubts. God took Abraham outside and showed him the stars and promised him, "So shall your offspring be." This helped Abraham to trust God. And when Abraham believed God, the Bible says God credited righteousness to him. We will understand the full meaning of this statement only when we reach Romans. But the point is, Abraham was not righteous, but God considered him righteous after he trusted God. That is the price for trusting God even today. Next, in chapter 15, God told Abraham he will also give this land of Canaan to him. Again, Abraham struggled to believe God. Verse 8, "But Abraham said, 'Sovereign Lord, how can I know that I will gain possession of it?'" God again helped Abraham to believe. That is God, our helper, who helps us even when we struggle with doubts. From verse 13 to 15, God gave a detailed plan of how he will redeem Israel, the children of Abraham, from Egypt. After explaining this to Abraham, God very graciously authenticated his promise with a covenant. Now, covenant is like landowners making commitments on government bond papers and then signing on them to confirm the deal. God gave his commitment to Abraham. Friends, will his descendants be deserving of this? No. But that is our God. He is always a covenanting God. He always commits to his promises. Next, in chapter 16, we read of Sarah and her faith. Here, Sarah's faith also goes down. One day, she tells Abraham that the only way to get a child is Hagar. Surprisingly, Abraham, who believed God in the previous chapter and also made a covenant with God, does not stop Sarah. He agrees with Sarah. But after Hagar gets pregnant, Abraham and Sarah find out the hard way that this is not God's plan for them. Because Hagar started despising Sarah once she found out that she is pregnant. What did Abraham and Sarah do? Abraham and Sarah tried to solve the problem. With Abraham's permission, Sarah tried to show Hagar who is the real master and mistress of the house. But Hagar, instead of submitting to Sarah, her mistress, left home and escaped. Now you see, all three, Abraham, Sarah, and Hagar, created a big mess. Now Hagar is wandering in the wilderness with a child in her womb. All this was so unnecessary. This is a mess all these people created. But God graciously intervenes and solves the mess. God speaks personally to Hagar, makes her return to Sarah, and saves not only Hagar, not only her yet to be born son, but also the reputation of Abraham. Friends, God is always good. He saves us from our own mistakes. Amazingly, God even promises to Hagar that he will bless her child, even though That child was not his plan and purpose. Genesis 16:10, the angel added, I will increase your descendants so much that they will be too numerous to count. Friends, God is gracious when we doubt His plan. He is gracious when we go our own ways. He understands and He corrects us. That is why David sang Psalm 25:4. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your paths.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow for the next episode of the Word for Life podcast.